There are 3 things in this phone that are going to be trends in smartphones for all of 2025. Those 3 things are the incredible battery, the chip, and the record-breaking display. It has a 6,000 milliamp hour battery, being thinner and lighter than the OnePlus 12, yet having a 10% larger battery. This is a great battery, and there's going to be a lot more like it. That's the exciting part. Number 2 is this new chip inside as well. This is the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip in this phone. Number 1 is the battery, it's great. Number 2 is the chip, it's great. Number 3, last but not least, is around the front, and it's this display. 1600 nits in high brightness mode, 4500 nits peak brightness. It's 6.82 inches corner to corner, Quad HD plus resolution, so it's nice and sharp. 120 hertz LTPO. It's mostly flat with like just the very edges curving over just slightly, so I can forgive that. It has great viewing angles, and it just gets insanely bright from corner to corner, and it can get super dim as well. Plus, it has 2160 hertz high frequency PWM dimming for those with sensitive eyes, and there's an ultrasonic fingerprint reader underneath that's crazy fast. And it also has a new glove mode for increased sensitivity while wearing thin gloves, and AquaTouch 2.0, which does a great job at keeping the screen responsive when there's water on it, which a lot of older phones struggle with. The peak brightness number, the 4,500 nits, is, it's an impressive, very big number, but it doesn't really mean that much. It can't do that on all of the pixels at once. And also the OnePlus 12 had the same number, but it's more just about the crazy full screen brightness. If you're out in the sun taking pictures, or if it's up in your dash, like this screen gets insanely bright, and it's surrounded by basically no bezels. They're even all the way around. What more could you ask for from a screen? 3 of my 5 pillars of a great smartphone. The other 2 being build quality and cameras. And this phone does pretty good with those also. So I think the design and build is pretty nice. This is good hardware. There's 3 colors to pick from, and they do this thing where the base version, which is $900, is only available in the black. But then the upgraded one for $1,000, you can get in any color, including this nice blue vegan microfiber leather. It's kind of soft to the touch, and I like it. But there's also still an alert slider on the flatter sides, which is a crowd favorite. I personally use it every day. The vibration motor inside is super good. It's really precise. And OnePlus has also hilariously leveled up their IP rating, their certification for water and dust resistance. It's not IP68, it's IP69. It's nice. Which means it can be not just submerged, but also can sustain high pressure water jets at extreme temperatures, which is crazy. Now they're on the total opposite end. This phone can survive the laundry or being in the dishwasher, if that happens to you. Now, there's no Qi 2 magnets built into this phone, but I really like what they've done with their cases. So they've got these official cases that have magnet rings in them, and they are basically the exact same diameter as MagSafe. So now this phone with this case on it works with all of my MagSafe accessories. Maybe the only design downside that I don't like is the camera bump is kind of awkwardly slightly to one side, but that's not a huge deal. Speaking of cameras though, that's the other pillar, and this phone has a solid set of cameras. It's definitely not its strength. And this is kind of, you've seen this before. This is the OnePlus story where they have fast phones, super smooth, great charging and all that. It's just the cameras are a notch below other flagships. It's not a bad camera. It's just if you're gonna have an awesome spec'd out flagship, but also undercut the other flagships, then you gotta save a little money somewhere. So the OnePlus 13's primary camera is the 50 megapixel Sony LYT 808 sensor with an f1.6 aperture, essentially the same as the OnePlus 12. It is clearly, look, it's gathering a lot of light, and the pictures during daytime and in nice conditions are really nice. It's even good for a little soft depth of field with close-up subjects, and it does a good job of freezing moving action and has good autofocus. It's just that performance drops extra hard when the light goes away, which feels like an obvious statement. It's like saying a tire loses traction when the ground is wet, but it's just a little worse than other competing flagships here. So it gets a little softer, gets a little HDR-y more often with lights, and is definitely a victim of the make every dark photo look bright syndrome that we've observed in a lot of phones in the past, Rarely is anything actually in a deep shadow with this type of processing. And then there's also a 50 megapixel ultra wide and a 50 megapixel 3x tri-prism telephoto camera, which offers some space savings over a periscope zoom, but that's about it. And their performance in the dark is worse than the main camera. Video quality is definitely passable though. I like that basically every new flagship phone now can shoot 4K 60 from all three lenses, and this one can also shoot 8K 30 from the main camera. This is the 5th generation of this OnePlus Hasselblad partnership. Yeah, OnePlus trying to undercut other flagships by being slightly cheaper than them. We've seen it before. That's their formula and they're sticking to it. But I'm excited about the fact that everyone else can also stick to their formula this year, and it still means we're going to get much better batteries, chips, and displays across the board. So I think we're winning here.